Hi there, it's Dr. Rhea here, and in this short video, I want to give you a small description of what's called the Polyvagal Theory and how it relates to you and your nervous system during this time. And then after this introductory video, I'm going to be sharing with you another little video that's an actual at-home routine that you can do to help tonify your nervous system through movements and really gentle movements, sounds, and a few other self-touch things. So first off, let's talk about what the polyvagal theory is. So in the polyvagal theory, we look at what it means to find the most healthy place in your nervous system, the most calm place in your nervous system. And so that is called safe and social. And when we are not feeling safe and social, our nervous system can do a few things. I'm going to keep it simple. One of the things it can do is called upregulation. And when it upregulates, a lot of us think of that as fight or flight. When we're upregulated, we are going to start to have swirly thoughts, and we're going to feel like we need to take lots of action. And in essence, it's going to make us start to disconnect from our bodies and our beings and fully being embodied. And I keep having my hands here because it's such an anchor point to drop into the body. When we're upregulated, our breath gets shallow, and really actually all the organs start to function less optimally because they're not in their natural calm place to be doing cellular replacement and healing and digestion and all that other good stuff that our bodies need to be doing. So already our culture tends to run pretty upregulated, and now with so much unknown and fear and worry, all very realistic responses to what's happening, we have a tendency to upregulate more. We could also be downregulating. Downregulating is when we start to go more into a shutdown mode. That looks more like wanting to just snuggle and crawl under your covers. And if you can do that right now and that's healthy for you, that's a fine response. It can also make our minds start to feel really spacey and really hard to feel really solidly planted on the ground and in your body. And all of us do go into these different states regularly. In fact, play is a good example of a healthy upregulation that happens with a healthy, safe, and social nervous system, which is why actually right now comedy and fun and the funny memes going around, all of that stuff is a really good idea. Dancing it out, that's a really good idea. So other things, I'm going to give you a few suggestions, some other things that you might be able to do. So one of those, it actually comes from my inspiration as a mom. We focus a lot on Waldorf education right now, and really the essence of that, they look at rhythm. And so the reason I bring up rhythm as a chiropractor and something you can do for yourself is that in the face of the unknown, and that's what we all have right now, is a lot of uncertainty. So in the face of the unknown, one thing you can do for yourself is create that which can be known. And so in a house with a child, that actually looks like waking up at the same time, eating at the same times, going to sleep at the same times, eating the same thing on Monday night every Monday night, eating the same thing on Tuesday night every Tuesday night. That which you can make steady and certain right now for yourself can actually start to anchor you. It relaxes your mind because it's one less thing that you have to be improvising about. And then it also can start to relax your body because your nervous system can count on some things. So I recommend implementing for yourself some steady anchor points of rhythm. And then you can also start to look around for that which is steadily happening in a predictable way. So nature has been a great cue for me for that, and being able to look for signs for spring and participating in signs for spring. So at our house, we're planting seeds, and we're preparing for Easter because Easter will still be coming on a known date, even though most likely we won't be doing Easter egg hunts together, I'm guessing, but we can still be preparing for that date to come. So we are, with our child, we're slowly doing, we're planting grass today, actually, in a little Easter basket for growing grass. We've started planting a few things in our garden. If you have an inside garden, you could plant some seeds if you have those, or you can get some. And then also I've been bringing in, like, I clipped a few branches that have buds on them to put in a vase. So if you can go for a walk and do that. Bringing these signs inside and also showing yourself that you're caring for yourself and the environment can really help create that. So one of the ways that we will continually upregulate or downregulate is based on cues that we're getting from our environment. And we pick those up. It's called nociception. So we pick those cues up with a negativity bias in our brains about cues that say if we're safe or not. So right now we can purposefully mitigate how many cues we're receiving for the unknown, worry, and lack of safety by limiting our exposure to when we take in the news, how much we take in, and then social media and how much scrolling we might be doing, depending on how much sudden news is coming into you. Because there's certain terms right now that I'm not even going to bother saying that are cumulatively creating stressors in the brain. And so the more you see them, the more you talk about them, the more nociceptive cues you're building towards the unknown. So rather than doing that, we can consciously be aware of what's happening and take necessary steps, and then really consciously give ourselves the cues towards safety. So in our home, I actually put signs up to remind myself about how resilient our bodies are. And another sign says there's joy in the unknown, as a reminder to prepare for the possibility and prayer of peace and growth and okayness. So I feel that's important for my nervous system individually. And then I also recognize that the work that we can do together to create these cues and really be in social solidarity with one another and feel our unified field is to attempt to create or contribute as much of a balanced self, a regulated self, to the whole, so that our collective nervous system can be as healthy as possible right now as we adapt to the current situation around us. So those are some ideas that you can do, really basing it on that which creates that much sense of predictability, that whatever you can do, and that sense of calm rhythm that's unfolding, that which is known. And nature is a really nice one for us, rhythmically to dwell in. Another suggestion I saw that I thought was a really good one is finding out what you need to know in the morning in terms of news or updates, and then taking a break from that, and for sure not checking in on that in the evening. Rather, I saw one suggestion, I haven't done this yet, but for journaling in the evening, just writing your feelings down, writing how you're feeling. And that is a nice one. So in the next video that I make, I'm going to create a really very doable series of exercises that you can do. And that's the term exercise. It's not like heavy physical stuff. It's actually really tonifying things that nourish the nervous system and tell it that it's safe. And you can practice those. And so I'll make that separate so that it can be, if you'd like to use it as a daily video, you could do that at this time and really, really help nourish yourself and nourish your nervous system and give it some love while we move through these times together. Okay? Much love.